So Gigok released quite a while now, for internet standards, a video about Rent-A-Girlfriend and best girl Shizuhara. And I have to agree, Shizuhara is best girl, and it's the first time seeing a harem anime where I feel I want to cry blood tears because the mangaka is obviously trying to get Shizuhara with McTrash. Which I get, that needs to happen, if not, there wouldn't be any romance story to tell. But although I agree with Gigok, I also disagree with him, because I think the real best girl on the anime is Ruka.
うますぎてルーナ助けてよねなんで見てるのねルーナちゃんねルーナちゃんいや笑
No, not her, but also best girl. Well, let's go to the beginning of the story. If you saw Ruka's story at the end of episode 7, you can see a little bit of her past, but in the manga, Reiji Miyajima puts a whole chapter into explaining what she has. Ruka has a condition called bradycardia, which is a heart condition where the heart cannot beat more than 60 beats per second. So when Ruka is young, she has to be careful to not extenuate herself. But it seems her heart condition normalizes with time somehow, and when she's grown up, she feels like a robot because she has passed her entire childhood trying to avoid to feel excitement. She wants to feel like a normal person, get excited like her friends, feel what others feel. So you can see a little bit why she's a little bit desperate to find that solution in love and thinking Kazuya is the answer. Speaking of Kazuya, I also disagree with Giguk about him, as we can see from the beginning that he does try to do his best to fix the problems he has created. And I get him, I don't want to be mad at Kazuya because, as Gigok said, we all have our good dose of cringy stuff in the past, so instead I want to understand that Kazuya is what I was years ago, and surely he will grow as a protagonist worthy of what Reiji feels is going to be the best girl in Rent-A-Girlfriend. We also can luckily and sadly can hear his thoughts, all the perverted stuff, and also all the reflections he makes to push himself to try and do the right thing. He even punishes himself at times for the wrong that he has done. But like with Kuri, Kazuya does care for his friends and family. You can see that. What I want to say with him is that no one of us is perfect. Yes, we may cringe about all the stupid stuff that he does, and yes, he's still trash, don't get me wrong. Creeping on a girl an entire day and keeping the lies to pile up is a very shitty way to live and handle your problems, but wouldn't you agree that if Kazuya was this perfect character, the story would be a little bit boring? Instead, seeing him grow while fixing the stupid shit he does give us a more gourmet experience of trash, and let us cry internally about Chizuru's possibility of being the quote-unquote winner. She would be better off just marrying her toilet, to be honest. And that's the same for Ruka. She's still a growing character. You can see she still has many struggles, thinking wrongly that Kazuya is the answer. Kazuya is never the answer. But in time, I do think she will be developed more and more and understand she doesn't need Kazuya to be happy or feel something or feel normal. And the manga tries to tell us a lot of how a lot of people idealize relationships, how we think a single person is going to solve our problems, our worries, our lack of self-esteem, etc. That's not a bad thing in itself. To support us with our friends, family and partners and look up to them can be a good way to grow, but when we think the only solution for our own internal struggles is in another person, it can be pretty harmful to us. Because I have experienced it. At the end, think about how do you relate to your family and friends. Do you have a good, healthy relationship with them? Or are you dreaming all day about having someone who will understand you? Are you dreaming of this perfect relationship that will take the loneliness away? But on the other side of that dreaming state, do you in reality understand other people or judge them? Do you try to improve your relationships with them or avoid them? Do you have a healthy relationship with others or think nobody understands you? There was an amazing post that I read years ago that talked about love. And the person said that love isn't about wanting someone as our fix for life, but instead love comes from within ourselves. It's born there, and it's when we love ourselves so much that we can share that love with another person. That is what he calls love, and I agree. Love is giving, not asking. It's about knowing when, even when the person you love isn't around, perhaps because a breakup, for example, that love you shared comes back to you. It was never lost. Even more, you can learn from it to be better in the next relationship, or to even love yourself even more thanks to what you learn. At least, that's what I think a healthy relationship is built on. I know that love can have many forms and colors, but that's how I want to build my love, from within me towards my family, friends and partner. Instead of asking in a partner for a solution that she may not have, understand that the solution is in me. This is why Ruka is best girl. She has to find that happiness within herself to be able to be happy. She's still growing and showing us where she is going, unlike Chizuru that feels too perfect at times. But I think it's more because we still don't know much about Chizuru. That's why she seems to be perfect, and that's what I was talking about a little back, on how we put people on a pedestal at times when we don't even know them. I'm sure Chizuru will be even better when we get to know her because, well, she's scientifically built to be perfect way material, but what if she was real? We all have flaws, and we try to hide those flaws a lot of times from others. But aside from the love coming from yourself towards others, I think also that love to another person comes when you accept them, even without their flaws. But Chizuru is kind of presented as this perfect girl that doesn't have flaws. And if she has some in the continuation of the story, I'm sure it will be no flaws per se, but maybe lack of confidence or something that will make her even better, maybe more humble even. And that does take me at times away from the story. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's why I say Ruka is best girl. We can see this flawed character grow and maybe even surpass Chizuru in the future, and luckily see that she doesn't need Kazuya, and show us that love doesn't come from idealizing another person, but within ourselves. But one thing I think we can all agree is that Kazuya doesn't deserve any of these great girls. Grandma deserves them. She should have a harem all for herself. She is the only one worrying for Chizuru and accepting Subaru even when she is lied and told that Subaru is a compulsive liar. She accepts her as she is. Seriously, like Grandma even said to Chizuru, I will accept you even if you're an alien, which is great, which it means that Grandma really loves Chizuru much more deeply than Kazuya, which is crazy. God damn! Grandma is truly the child of this story. I hope she wins Chizuru.
この人が欲しいのはお嫁さんじゃない。千鶴さんなんだ。